All right, we're back for part 3 to finish this out.
Mark. And so that's the sinister part about this scene. Whatever.
Every interpretation ultimately forces you back into another interpretation, another interpretation, another interpretation.
Action.
Reverend Ballard, more wine.
That's the tension here, is to say that, no, you're not doing your movie about Nat Turner. You're doing William Styron's interpretation of Nat Turner as faithful as possible to William Styron's scenes in his novel.
Right, but I can't cut it.
Same thing with Thomas R. Gray. You're trying to be matter-of-fact about Thomas R. Gray. You know, you're not trying to take any kind of license. Recreate these different sources of Nat Turner, you know, the publications and things like that. We can't say in this film that this person is wrong or that person is wrong. It's not about that. The truth is that this event happened, people interpret it a certain way on racial lines, and the only way to resolve it or to live with it is to have some sort of dialogue and come to terms with what was this event.
Rolling. Mark. Shh, quiet. Action.
Cut.
Cutting.
I think there's a great danger of sliding into a kind of relativism. And there are multiple different versions of history, and let's just line them all up. And I think that the great challenge would be how to devise a structure that permits some degree of interpretation and reflection on multiple perspectives without implying there was no truth of the matter.
The fact is there was a historical Nat Turner. The fact is that certain things were known about him. The fact is that as a consequence of his actions, he occupied a very prominent and important role in the collective memory and imagination of the black community, and perhaps possibly in the white community too.
I think the mysteriousness of the man, the absolute mysteriousness of the man will perpetually provoke people's imagination. He represents an incredible need and hunger. Just the fact that he did what he did, right or wrong, or whatever the moral implications of what he did it.
And it seems to me that trying to figure out Turner and his meaning for those who lived and died is an arduous task. And that, whether we like it or not, is what we're called to as Americans.
All right, it's the end of that. You know, we need people with film experience. Coogler! Okay. Ryan Coogler needs to do a film correcting the record, putting out a better piece of work to honor this man and his life and his legacy. No disrespect, but forget Mansa Musa. I'm sorry. That man, along with many others, sold people into slavery. This we need to be focusing on. That's just my opinion, though. Anyway, thank you for tuning in. This is the final portion of this particular section of the Rooted series. We'll be sharing more as more are revealed to me in regards to films. And if you have any suggestions, leave them in the comments below. Thank y'all for tuning in. Be sure to subscribe, like, share. So I've been testing out this whole theory of like shadow banning with YouTube, and unfortunately it's true. Like, I have created other channels to try to subscribe to my channel, 2 of them, to see if the numbers would reflect properly. And since subscribing, it's not reflected in the numbers. And so when it comes to subscribers, when it comes to likes, when it comes to any of the data that you're shown, more than likely it's inaccurate. And who knows how they might be altering the algorithm or preventing these videos from being sent out or suggested or whatever. So the more that you all can engage with the content and share it, the better, the more people it can reach, especially within our community. Again, this work that I'm doing is for my people, my people, my people. And so, and whoever else it can bless or edify or inform, great. But yeah, so please be sure to share. All right, y'all have a blessed night. It's getting late.